Welcome back to NETRUSH Report, your home for everything tennis. The emotions, the rivalries, and the truth behind the headlines. Don't forget to hit subscribe, tap that notification bell, and join the rush, because today, we're diving into the explosive Sinner Davis Cup controversy and why one man's support could change everything. It started quietly, with a single announcement that caught everyone off guard. A few days ago, Jannik Sinner officially withdrew from Italy's Davis Cup team, effectively ending his 2025 season early. His reason? Simple, at least from a player's perspective. Sinner said he and his team wanted to start preparations early for the 2026 season, focusing on recovery and long-term performance. But in Italy, that explanation didn't go over well. Not at all. This wasn't just another player skipping an exhibition event. This was Italy's number one, the world number two, and the man who led them to Davis Cup glory in back-to-back seasons. For many, Sinner's absence felt like a betrayal. Within hours, the backlash began. TV pundits slammed him. Fans questioned his patriotism. One journalist accused him of turning his back on Italy. A consumer rights group, in a bizarre twist, even demanded that his national honors be revoked. And one former Italian tennis legend didn't hold back either, calling Sinner's decision a slap in the face for Italian sport. It was open season on Jannik Sinner. To understand why this decision hurt so much for Italian fans, we have to rewind a bit. Jannik Sinner wasn't just another name on the Davis Cup roster. He was the hero of Italy's tennis renaissance. He made his Davis Cup debut in 2021, a young, promising player with fire in his eyes. By 2023, he had already transformed into a national icon. That year, he pulled off something truly special. In the semifinals, he faced Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest of all time, and beat him, not once, but twice in the same tie. He followed that by dismantling Alex de Minaur in the final, ending Italy's 47-year Davis Cup drought. A whole nation celebrated him. He was the humble hero, the red-haired wonder who made Italy believe again. Then came 2024. Once again, Sinner delivered when it mattered most, with victories over de Minaur and Talon Griekspoor, leading Italy to defend their Davis Cup title. Back-to-back championships. Back-to-back glory. Jannik Sinner became the face of Italian tennis. So when he said he wouldn't play in 2025, it felt like the golden boy had suddenly walked off the stage mid-performance. The media storm that followed was relentless. Sinner's loyalty, his motivation, even his character, all were questioned. Sports talk shows dissected every word of his statement. Former players debated whether he had lost the spirit of the game. And fans on social media were split down the middle, some defending his right to rest, others accusing him of putting personal ambition above his country. It wasn't just about tennis anymore. It had turned into a national debate. Should a player ever say no to representing their country? But Sinner didn't flinch. During his run at the Erste Bank Open in Vienna, reporters pressed him about the backlash. His response was calm but firm. He said that he and his team made the decision together, that it was the right call for his health, his preparation, and his future. He wasn't backing down. He wasn't changing his mind. It was a show of quiet strength, the kind that defines great champions. Then came a twist, from one of Italy's most experienced and outspoken tennis stars, Fabio Fognini. The 38-year-old veteran, known for his fiery personality and emotional style, took to Instagram for a fan Q&A. One fan asked him directly, "What do you think about Sinner skipping the Davis Cup?" Fognini didn't hesitate. He said he supports Jannik's decision, completely. For someone who's been in Sinner's shoes, torn between national duty and personal recovery, Fognini's words carried weight. He made it clear that every player has to do what's best for their body and their career. That no one has the right to judge what another athlete needs to sustain their performance at the top level. And in that one moment, Fognini gave Sinner something priceless. Validation from within his own tennis family. This wasn't a journalist or a fan defending him. This was a former Davis Cup teammate, a man who knows the pressures of representing Italy better than most. Now, let's look at this from Sinner's point of view. The 2025 season hasn't been easy. He lost his world number one ranking. He's been managing the physical grind of the ATP Tour, long matches, travel, and the mental fatigue that comes with being the hunted rather than the hunter. Ending his season early wasn't about abandoning Italy. It was about longevity. He's 24, entering the prime of his career. And as we've seen with players like Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, the only way to stay dominant is to protect your body, pick your battles, and plan ahead. Fognini understands that better than anyone. His own career was marked by injuries and the emotional toll of constant competition. By backing Sinner, he's reminding Italy that this isn't about disrespect, it's about sustainability. And honestly, that's something tennis as a whole is learning to accept. We've seen Carlos Alcaraz pull out of events to recover. We've seen Naomi Osaka and Ashley Barty prioritize mental health and balance. Even Roger Federer skipped Davis Cup ties for much of his career to extend his prime years. Sinner is following the same philosophy, modern, measured, and smart. But the irony here is painful. The same nation that celebrated him in 2023 and 2024 has now turned cold in 2025. The same headlines that once called him Italy's treasure now question his loyalty. It's a reminder of how fickle sports fandom can be, and how the media often shapes the narrative. When Sinner won those Davis Cup ties, he was one of us. Now, after a single decision for his well-being, he's being called ungrateful. That's the emotional whiplash of modern sports. One week you're a hero, the next, a headline. But Jannik Sinner doesn't seem interested in playing that game. He's focused, grounded, and already looking ahead to 2026, to reclaiming the world #1 ranking, and to writing the next chapter of his career on his own terms. As of now, Sinner is still in the middle of his campaign at the Erste Bank Open in Vienna, where he's already taken out Daniel Altmaier and Flavio Cobolli. Next up, a quarterfinal showdown against Alexander Bublik, another test of his form and focus. And make no mistake, every question he faces in press conferences still circles back to the Davis Cup. But if there's one thing we've learned about Jannik Sinner over the years, it's that he thrives under pressure. He's been doubted before. He's been underestimated before. And each time, he's answered the noise with his racket. When 2026 begins, expect him to come back sharper, hungrier, and more determined than ever. And when Italy needs him again, there's little doubt he'll be ready to answer that call. Fabio Fognini's words are a wake-up call to Italy's critics. Respect your players. Support their decisions. Trust their process. He's seen what burnout and injury can do. He's lived through the pressure of carrying national expectations. So when he says that Sinner deserves space to breathe, it comes from experience, not emotion. And maybe that's what Italy needs to hear right now. Because if the goal is to see Jannik Sinner keep bringing glory to the country, then he needs fans, journalists, and officials to believe in him, not bury him. In the end, this isn't just a tennis story. It's a story about loyalty, pressure, and perspective. Jannik Sinner's choice might not please everyone, but it's a reminder that even heroes need rest. Even champions must choose their own path. And with Fabio Fognini's public support, Sinner's decision suddenly feels less like defiance and more like wisdom. He's not walking away from Italy. He's preparing to come back stronger. Thanks for watching NETRUSH Report, where we bring you the stories that matter in tennis, the triumphs, the truths, and the tensions behind the headlines. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jannik Sinner's Davis Cup controversy, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the rush for more stories from the world of tennis. Because in this sport, the battles aren't just fought on court, they're fought in the hearts and minds of players, fans, and nations. Until next time, this is NETRUSH Report, signing off.